everybody, and welcome back to the building of the Amnicola Southern. Now, first thing you're going to ask yourself is, what in the world is the Amnicola Southern? Well, it's a fictional railroad. What we have here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where I am at the present time, we have Amnicola Highway, which is also Highway 58 that runs through Tennessee along the Tennessee River next to Chattanooga. There's a lot of industry down there. Now, I have tried and have been going to try to model that area down there, but it really doesn't lend itself a lot to good modeling because it's pretty much just a straight line where you just drop off cars and pick one up and drop them next to the next. So there's very little challenge to what they do. So I had to call it something. So I just call it the Amnicola. And if you want to look it up, it's Amnicola Highway. It's also Highway 58 here in Tennessee. So there you have why we have named it what it is. Now, what you're about to see is what I have done, not watching me doing it. I've watched this stuff on YouTube quite a bit, and you know, sit and watch people put things together, put screws to walls and everything. So I'm not going to sit here and show you everything that I do as I do it, but I would just like to show you what I've done in an effort to actually get it done, show you what I have done that maybe I would have done better or done differently, and elicit or get your comments on what you think and what you think should be done, or maybe another way to do things. So it's quite limited on what we've got done. I have got quite a bit done now. I went down today and managed to get the track ordered, my switches ordered, so that'll be in about a month. And believe me, from the last time I did model railroading, the prices then and the prices now is just unbelievable. So there you have it. That's what we've done. And if you saw the first video or saw what a mess I had in here, it's completely changed. So I've got some things out of here, got it organized, got it looking like I could even, if I wanted to, park my truck back in here. So anyway, if you've got any comments, suggestions, please feel free. You ain't want to hurt my feelings, because I'm relatively new at this, at doing this at this level. You know, I've always played around with model trains and had 4x8 layouts and watched trains run around in a circle, and you know that gets boring after a while. So to this, get a little bit more detail. Going to go a little bit more prototypical. Go DCC layout, you know, so I can get you know, full operational capability out of my equipment. So anyway, there you have it. Hope you enjoy the video that you're about to see. So we again appreciate you viewing, and would like any comments you have or suggestions is greatly appreciated. And for all of you guys who put stuff up on, they've been doing this for a while, they put stuff up on YouTube for the rest of us to see, let me tell you what, it is a great benefit. God, I've got a list of people that I could thank, but I'd be afraid to leave somebody out and hurt somebody's feelings. So, but anyway, again, hope you enjoy the video, and have a nice evening, have a nice day, and happy holidays. Now, as I mentioned earlier, what I've done here, I've got a shelf layout or a switching layout, as I mentioned. So the key thing here, if you're going to do one of these, let me caution you about something. Take the time to make sure these are level. Now I'm showing you this one right here. Now let me pan over here. I've got another one right here, another one right there, assuming the lighting's all right, and it's an L-shaped. So, and then you come on down, and it runs all the way down my wall here. Now, again, let me caution you, make sure you get this level. It will save you a lot of trouble in the long run, and it'll make everything fit better, fit tighter, and it'll be more secure. Also, if you, on the supports that came down to support the top level there, I came down and added some more hangers there, and just, as you can see, added a shelf now where I'm able to put my paints and things I need to, make my buildings or do weathering or whatever it is I need to do as far as doing the model railroad. Now, to be honest, this lower shelf here I just showed you, I really didn't plan that. That just kind of the way it worked out, because if you'll notice the supports, let me get over here where there's a little bit more light. See, the supports came down a little bit further than what I thought they would, and these are the short ones that I got at one of the major hardware box stores here locally. The shortest ones they could that they had, and I mounted my surface layout on the top support there, and then it just came on down, so you can see I've got the other bracket there. But this really wasn't planned, but it just worked out to my advantage, and I'm just glad it did, because now it's giving me a lot of room to do a lot of things with, and basically storage, because I found out real quick that in doing this you can accumulate a lot of junk real quick. Now here's the top of the layout. If you'll start it up on the what I consider to be the north end of the layout, you come all the way down. There we go, all the way to the corner, that's about 164 inches. And then we got, when you come on over here, you've got about another, I'd say another 5 feet or so, and a building, a Walther's building that I'm working on there that's going to go on the layout somewhere. So it worked out just fine. Now I used hollow doors to do this. So I've got about 1, 2, 3, I used 4 doors to get hollow doors from over at Lowe's to get what I've got here. Now here's something, let me show you. If you go to Lowe's, a lot of times if you buy these hollow doors, they come in 80 inches long, and I think the smallest one you can get is about a 24-inch wide, and they go on up to about a 30-inch wide. But you can go in there and get these things, and first thing I did was I said I want to cut down. I wanted an 80 by 22 or an 80 by 20, and they said, well, we can't cut those things down. So what I did was made sure that they fully understood. I said, look, I'm not going to use these as doors. I'm using them as the base for a model railroad layout. So if the cut's not great, it's not that big a deal. It'll be covered up with paint, foam, whatever. So if they tell you that they don't cut these things, yeah, they will cut them. Just make sure you fully explain to them what you're going to use them for, and then you can kind of go from there, and it'll save you a lot of work when you get home. And just to show you, when they cut these over there, it does make a pretty good cut. So it's not, they told me, they said, well, when you cut these things, it's going to leave ragged and jagged edges and everything. But it does not. It made a real smooth cut, and I had this piece left over, so you can see it can be done, and it's no big deal to do it, and they do it for free, and it saves you a lot of trouble when you get to the house and you start putting these things up on the wall or trying to, whatever it is you're doing with your layout. Now here we go with the top of the layout. Now this is something that I probably would, if I had it to do over again, I would change. If you see, the bracket comes down from the top support there, and you can see that. If I had it to do over again, and I'd come in with a piece of hardboard, masonite, and put over the top of that before I put my sheetrock, which is what you see there. The blue is sheetrock, painted blue, and cover that up. I think it would look a lot better. Really, after you've been out here a while and looked at it, you don't even notice it, but you can see that they do stick down, and they are noticeable when you're up close to them. So, and this does this all the way down. Plus, if you'll notice that little crease up there in the top, where the top is, where the valance is, I didn't get my sheetrock quite tall enough. That's 18 inches, and I should have gone up to about 20. That way it would have covered that up, and you wouldn't have that seam sitting there. But all in all, it turned out pretty good. It's not really noticeable, and once you get out here fooling around with it and everything, you just don't even pay any attention to it. Now the corner. If you can see this, I'm not sure if it focuses good enough, but rather than just come in there with a 90-degree turn, I wanted it more rounded. Well, I had it fully rounded, but I found out that it was going to take more sheetrock to extend it out to the end here, so I wound up doing it like that. Now you can, if you want to round your sheetrock, what you do is you turn it over on its back side, and you just take a straight edge and just score it about I'd say probably about every quarter inch, and you can actually get a nice rounded curve out of your sheetrock. I mean, if you'll think about around your house or anything, if you've got an entryway or something where you've got a curved a top on your ceiling, that's what they do. They just score the back of the sheetrock and just break it. They don't separate it, but they just break it, and then they come in with their plaster and take care of it that way. Now here is the lighting. Now there's a lot of ways to do this, probably cheaper ways to do it, but I just went over to Lowe's and I found these lights that they're, I don't know, I think they were probably about 15, 16 bucks a piece. Or 8-watt lights, but they carry the plug with them where you can wire them, where you just plug them in. If you can see this from light to light. And you don't have to do any special wiring or anything. They're a little bit more expensive. You can go to Walmart and find some that are a little bit cheaper. But this this wire right here, if you'll see this wire right here on the ones that I saw at Walmart are not quite as long, so you're going to wind up having to buy more lights. Now these are 8-watt bulbs, and I'm not sure what the ones up at Wally World were, but I just sit down and did some quick math, and I just figured out it's just a lot easier for me to do this from a cost standpoint and convenience. It was just so much easier to do it this way. Another thing here that I would advise you to do is you paint your, if you put a valance on top of your layout, in this case it's a shelf layout, paint it white, paint it a good gloss white, because it will reflect the paint. Your lighting a whole lot better. It illuminates everything much. It's a lot crisper and makes your background, your blue background there, look really stands out. Now what you're looking at there now, the green is just 4-inch masonite, or hardboard as they call it over at the hardware store, the big box store. I just had them cut it in 4-inch strips on a 4x8 sheet, and just came over and painted that a Pullman green semi-gloss. I fooled around and wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, so the bottom one here is just plain flat. So then you go up to the top, and it's get back in the wide shot here. It's a semi-gloss here. You can't tell it probably from the camera shot, but the top is just a little bit better looking than it is on the bottom. I just hadn't got around to painting the bottom, because it's really, if I didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't know the difference. Now here's my workstation. This is where I pretty much do all my painting and assembling when I can, because it's down here in Tennessee, being in the South, you don't think it gets cold, but it's down to about 30-something degrees of the day, and it just doesn't that doesn't work well with paints or me being out here in the cold weather, because it just a little bit hard to deal with. But that's this is where I do pretty much most of my work. And if necessary, I've got the old space heater out here. Throw a little kerosene, a little white gas in that thing, and it'll warm it up out here to where you can do some things. You can stay out here a long time, but you can get a few things done. Now, I'm assuming you saw the other video. If not, no problem. This was a mess out here. So I got out here and did some reorganizing and got rid of a bunch of crap, bunch of junk, and so now what I've got here is you can see the bench work for my layout, my shelf layout, and under that I have all my whatever it is I need to do what I need to do, and then I have my little workstation there. So it's all worked out very nicely from two aspects. Number one, I'm going to get my train layout done the way I want it, and it's going to look good out here. At least you can walk around. Now here is the little N-scale layout I was working on prior to going to what I was doing now. Now the reason I did this, I just wanted to see you know, how much, to what degree it was going to take to do this, and if I was going to, you know, stay with it and was willing to spend the time and the money. But so yeah, I've really enjoyed doing this so far. Going up to O scale, not O scale, but HO scale instead of the N scale here, basically because it just, from a prototypical standpoint, it just seems like it's a whole lot easier to work with, and it gives you, you know, some more flexibility. And here's, you know, this is, like I say, this is my N scale layout that I was fooling with here. Those buildings I put together, except for one on the left. That's a built-up version. And there's my Santa Fe EMP30, I believe is what that is. And my first attempt at a scratch-built warehouse. So we come on over here to, this is the mountain, and this was a tribute to my son-in-law who fishes all the time, so I'll put a cabin up there in the mountains so he can hide from my daughter, and do whatever it is he needs to do up there. So, you know, whatever stays there, whatever happens there stays there. That's kind of the Las Vegas of this area. And there you have it. Pretty much what we've done to date on the layouts. So rather than bore you with a bunch of details on how I do things, or actually showing you what I did, this is just what I've done and what I've managed to get done and how I did it, without showing you, you know, putting in the screws put the screws in the walls and the paint on the sheetrock and putting up the baseboards and all that kind of stuff to make it look good. So here it is. Comments welcome. Good, bad, ugly. I think they made a song about that one time, didn't they? But anyway, anything comes to mind you think would help us out here. I'm not a newbie when it comes to model railroading. I've done this over the years. It just never was able to get anything done that I could stick with. So, but now I'm in a position where I can do that. So here it is. Hope you enjoyed it. As soon as I get the track and everything in, we'll do another one and throw it up and let you look at it. Thanks for viewing. Have a nice day. Happy holidays, everybody.